fight. It was just about witnessing, just sitting back and being like, wow, this guy's good. I mean, he treated this guy like a sparring. He beat him easy. I mean, and that is, that is something even I didn't expect.
But he wouldn't stop. Floyd was boxing him up. Yeah. So Floyd is just piecing him up. So Floyd, even at 46, he's the greatest of all time. He caught Floyd a couple times with some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up, right?
That infamous sparring clip of Floyd Mayweather, the one where Terence Crawford appears to outshine him, has continued to haunt Floyd's legacy. It's become the go-to reference for critics, a rare glimpse behind the curtain that, they say, expose the first crack in the armor of the undefeated king. But what if the real deception wasn't in the sparring, but in the leak itself? What if the clip that shook the boxing world was never meant to tell the truth, but to shape a narrative?
You look at the scope of Crawford's career, he's made every world-class fighter look like easy work. It's really been something special to watch, to achieve, and he fights out of two stands.
He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd can't like fighting southpaw. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too. Man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success.
According to boxing insider Paulie Malignaggi, the entire world might have been played. He claims the leak wasn't some random accident. It was a carefully planned setup, and the mastermind behind it, the very man the footage was meant to embarrass, Floyd Mayweather himself. The clip has since taken on mythical status in boxing circles. It captures a young, hungry Terence Bud Crawford stepping into the iconic Mayweather Boxing Club, facing off against the sport's most elusive defensive genius. But what shocked fans most wasn't that Crawford held his ground. It was that, for brief moments, he seemed to outshine the untouchable king.
I spar Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Some of them be hard. You can't replace soft sparring, a comparison to get ready for a fight. I can hit the bag, I can hit the miss all that I want, but nothing's coming back. I'm not feeling that presence of a person pushing me, hitting me, holding me. When the fight comes and everything is full blast, full speed, I'm not gonna be able to keep up because I don't train that way. There gotta be days where that fighter is trying to put it on you, because you fight how you spar how you fight. Now you're getting used to that. Now your body is getting in shape. So sparring is very important.
The footage was raw and unfiltered, showing Floyd Mayweather looking uncharacteristically vulnerable, taking clean shots, and being backed up by a younger, hungrier Terence Crawford inside his own fortress, the notorious doghouse. When that clip first surfaced, it sent shockwaves through the boxing world. For critics, it was proof that Mayweather could be touched. For Crawford supporters, it was the moment that confirmed he was destined for greatness. But for those who understand boxing's inner circle, one question stood out above all. How did this footage ever see the light of day? In boxing gyms, sparring is sacred, governed by an unwritten code of silence. It's not just about secrecy. It's about respect and protecting what happens in the ring from the outside world.
A lot to unpack on an amazing performance by Terence Crawford. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but really it was about Bud Crawford. It was about what he accomplished tonight. It was about, becoming the first undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era in 3 different weight classes.
Fighters need a safe space to refine their craft, a place where they can make mistakes, take risks, and show vulnerability without the world watching. Leaking sparring footage is considered the ultimate betrayal. Now, applied at the Floyd Mayweather's camp, an operation run with military precision. His gym isn't a public space. It's a fortress. Floyd, a man who built an empire by controlling every detail of his image, doesn't leave anything to chance. The idea that someone could just sneak in a camera, film the sport's most protected star getting touched up, and then walk out unnoticed? Impossible. Which means that the footage didn't leak by accident. It must have been part of a plan.
But in boxing, typically, we see that the new guys never get the credit of the old guys. No matter what, any boxing fans, pundits, or even new boxing fans, they say, no, the old guys are the best, and these guys may be able to be in the conversation, but definitely not better than them. Dude, you gotta make at least a conversation point to talk about Usyk and Crawford being GOAT status. I'm not telling you gotta make them GOAT status, but bro, you know what? You gotta at least have that conversation. They've been that good, and we've gotten to witness them to be that good. And I think that's something amazing. I mean, from my end, to have seen them both do this and what I saw tonight do Crawford.
This is where Paulie Malignaggi connects the dots no one else could. A veteran who's seen the sport from the inside. Paulie immediately sensed something was off. Not just with the footage itself, but with how it mysteriously found its way to the public. He dropped a bombshell theory that flipped the whole story upside down. According to Paulie, that infamous clip wasn't leaked. It was planted, a calculated move orchestrated by the very man who seemed to take the loss, Floyd Mayweather himself. Paulie claims there's only one way that kind of footage ever sees the light of day, with Floyd's approval or the direct nod of someone inside his tightest inner circle. It wasn't an accident. It was a control release designed to look like a scandal. That theory changes everything. The clip stops being proof that Floyd was beaten and instead becomes a masterclass in media manipulation. And Paulie's logic? Hard to argue with. After all, who would dare cross Floyd Mayweather without permission?
I wanted Crawford to win.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to win. So everything is all good. Las Vegas do the same thing every time, you know what I'm saying?
How impressed were you by Terence last night?
I was very impressed. The combos,
Yeah.
I loved it. You did what I'm saying? That bop, bop, bop. I said, hold on. And he went back, bop, bop. I said, okay, it's real. You feel me? Yeah, man.
What you want to see next?
Next, I want to see
1 second, bro. You see him?
Soldier Boy in the boxing ring.
Who do you think Terence should fight next time?
No,
Do you think he's greater than Floyd, in your opinion?
Have a good one,
I
boss.
think that everybody got their own name, everybody got their own shine.
Yeah.
Much love.
Thank you, bro.
The answer has nothing to do with boxing and everything to do with business. It was a calculated move built on one simple principle: relevance. By the time that clip started blowing up online, Floyd was already retired, his glory days behind him. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford was climbing fast, dominating headlines and pound-for-pound rankings. Floyd knew exactly what he was doing, turning someone else's spotlight into his own.
He lost to a smaller guy. I feel that the organizations in the belt have been hostage for a very long time. Now, it's nice to see. To me, it was more like a Rocky movie, and you see that those belts are free. You know, now a lot of people are going to have more opportunities because I think that Terence Crawford does not have the power that Canelo had, and to do whatever like Canelo was doing, Crawford, I don't think he has that. So I think little by little they're going to take those belts away, or he has to defend them, and the task is going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, because David mentioned that he felt that should have been him, like it should have been his moment when that fight happened in Vegas, and that he would have had the same result, like he would have beaten him.
Yeah, for sure, and that's the reason that Canelo was asking for $200 million, because he knew that it was a big risk, and at the end of the day, you know, he lost to a smaller guy.
By leaking a clip that made him look vulnerable against boxing's new king, Floyd pulled off a masterstroke. He tied his name directly to Crawford's rise.
So, I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be, because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. I mean, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation, I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly at the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved Crawford, you know. There were some good body shots Canelo was throwing, but Crawford started countering those very, very well. I think the key point started coming once after the first round. Crawford shifted a lot and moved a lot. I wanted to just kind of see where Canelo's power was at. He caught a couple of shots on the gloves, and I think there came a point in the first 1 or 2 rounds where Crawford said, this guy's not as strong as I thought, because he started seeing Crawford hold his ground more and more, and he started seeing Crawford, you know, doing a lot of catching and shooting. In order to do a lot of catching and shooting, you got to be willing to take the shot, even if you're going to block it. If a guy's a big puncher, even blocking it can be uncomfortable. And Crawford started getting comfortable catching and shoot sharp shots. Crawford never loaded up, but he was sharp the whole night. Sharp with the jab, sharp with the counters, some well-placed body shots as well. Canelo landed here and there. I thought Canelo got really frustrated. I felt that headbutt was a little bit more than accidental, to tell you the truth, when he cut Crawford. I thought that was a little bit more of frustration.
Suddenly, every discussion about Crawford's rise came with Mayweather's name attached. It ensured Floyd stayed in the spotlight, woven into the narrative of boxing's new superstar. He wasn't just a retired icon anymore. He became the standard Crawford was measured against, the shadow every new great had to outrun. In a clever twist, Floyd managed to win by appearing to lose, trading a bit of pride for a lasting grip on the boxing spotlight.
Now Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And
this move was classic Floyd Mayweather, another masterstroke from one of boxing's smartest promoters. His career was built on drama, control, and manipulation. Floyd knew that love or hate both sell. He created the money persona, turning arrogance into a brand and controversy into cash. The leaked sparring clip wasn't a mistake. It was strategy, a perfectly staged illusion to keep him relevant long after retirement. By appearing vulnerable to Crawford, Floyd kept his name tied to the sport's new star. It was marketing genius disguised as weakness. The result? Crawford's moment became part of Floyd's ongoing legacy. Even in retirement, he's still the center of boxing's universe, the man every fighter orbits around. The clip wasn't just sparring. It was propaganda from a master of the game. So what do you think? Was it a brilliant PR move by Floyd, or did the king finally get exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more boxing breakdowns.